Going on, Jerome's. So you know and I know that the Minnesota Vikings in 2024 are prime for rising like the Phoenix. Yeah, 7-10 season last year. Kirk Cousins popped his Achilles, myriad of injuries, including Justin friggin' Jefferson. It happened, right? But also, frankly, it's kind of a miracle the Vikings went 7-10, considering all the adversity, as well as the Vikings just completely tanked it towards the end of the season. Not like intentionally, just like unintentionally. It's like, well, the team should intentionally lose games. No, they tried their best. But they still lost 6 out of the last 7. It's rough, man. But turnovers and all that stuff and injuries, hopefully the Vikings get things shored up. And as we talked about earlier, every single position the Vikings got better. And quarterback, as of right now, you could say that, okay, Darnold is a bit of a downgrade over Kirk Cousins. But also, if you factor in Sam Darnold has a chance to be pretty damn good this year, surrounded by talent for the first time in his career, as well as Kirk Cousins being 36, coming off an Achilles. Wasn't great. So that could be neutral or that could be an upgrade as we get further into the season. But long story longer, over at The Athletic, Peter Keating and Jordan Brenner, who are the Woodward and Bernstein of our of sports media age nowadays. But so we always like to give a little bit of praise, a little bit of cookie, a little bit of here you go, buddy. I don't know what this was, but making it rain cookies. I feel like on a daily basis, I come up with multi-billion-dollar company ideas, but I just need to sell my vision. Yeah. Anyways, we like to give a little bit of praise to the national media jabroni haircuts when they actually get something right. Now, I'm not saying just falsely, blindly praising my favorite football team. I'm talking about when they call a spade. And all of this stuff is like, oh, our simulations say the Vikings will end up as the worst team in the league. Baloney. Or media people who say that the Vikings got markedly worse at several positions. They obviously don't do their homework. And we went through earlier today just breaking things down. The Vikings improved across the board, and just have the guts, have the intestinal fortitude to actually say that, man. But long story longer, over at The Athletic, these two jabronis wrote something up called "Why These 4 Teams Are Primed for a Turnaround Season." Now, Kyler is the title picture here. I actually think Arizona could be a little bit spicy, man. Kyler actually healthy and putting down the video games. Marvin Harrison Jr., let's go. Trey McBride, come on, man. All right, so for the Vikings, this is what they wrote. 2023 record 7-10. 2024 win total at BetMGM over 6.5. Now, also, you see this is juiced up to the T's at -150. Also, this thing opened at 5.5. So if you were paying attention and are an enterprising fellow when it comes to jelly beans, you're able to get it pretty good. Why do fans as well as bettors underestimate particular teams? We can think of many reasons, but here are 2 big ones. 1, a club's recent play shows it wasn't as good as the public had believed. 2, its quarterback is its weakest link. Goodbye. That really dated me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, meet the Vikings who introduced everyone on the planet to the concept of regression to the mean last year. Whatever. And may have replaced Kirk Cousins with Sam Darnold. 2 years ago, Minnesota won 13 games, an individual title by going a record 11-0 in games decided by 1 possession. That wasn't due to some mystical ability to gut out close contest. It was good fortune. Oh, I was told that they actually played the games. The thing is, once the penny flipped in the playoffs, the whole world realized the 2022 season had a smoke and mirrors quality to it. Really, it was more Donish yell. Yeah, and many fans and analysts had a hard time evaluating 2023, especially after injuries to Cousins and Justin Jefferson. But the Vikings ended up winning only 7 games, despite being outscored by just 18 points. Actually, it's a miracle they won 7 games, and also, if the Vikings had taken care of the football, they easily could have gone 11-6. I mean, that's how frustrating last year was. In sharp contrast to the previous season, they had terrible luck, losing 4 of their first 5 games by a total of 20 points and going 4-8 in one-score games overall. Balls are bound to bounce back their way more often this year. Further, Minnesota signed a terrific batch of free agents this offseason. Thank you. This honestly might be the only national media outlet that has actually given the Vikings praise for the free agent work, and I think they've done phenomenal. Running back Aaron Jones, edge rushers Grenard and Van Ginkel, quarterback Stephon Gilmore. As Brian Flores continues to build the defense that gets after opposing quarterbacks, the Vikings don't need Darnold to play at Cousins' level to outperform expectations. They just need him to do better under Kevin O'Connell than the parade of replacements who threw more interceptions and touchdowns over the second half of last season. And for Jones and Jefferson to stay healthy, knocking on all the wood. And I'd say too, like Kevin O'Connell, he got the best out of Kirk Cousins. Why can't he do the same with Sam Darnold? Especially since Darnold had a nice little booster season last year as the backup in San Francisco. Two more factors likely to help at the margin. Greg Joseph, last year's kicker. Oh, they're giving praise to Will Rockard. I didn't read this article beforehand. Missed almost half his field goal attempts from 40 or more yards. Also, that wasn't even it. Like, yeah, you miss a field goal, it happens. But just missing random extra points that completely change the game. Instead of up 7, you're up 6. Instead of up 10, you're up 9. Yeah. And has been replaced by rookie Will Rockard. Fun fact, Rockard, who booted 10 field goals of 50 or more yards at Alabama, is NCAA's all-time leader in career points. And even though the Vikings face a brutal schedule, they will have 12 more days of rest than their opponents, the second largest advantage in the league. I did not know that, but now it makes sense. Yeah, because even though on paper, on purpose, the schedule looks tough, that's an interesting factoid, putting in the Vikings rest. This isn't likely to be a pretty season for the Vikings, but over under 6.5 wins is lowballing a team that considerably better now that they looked at the end of last year. That's damn straight, man. And frankly, I'm pretty fired up about this team. Like, I hopefully that interior offensive line will be good to go. I think the rededication to the run game will certainly help things up front, keeping play action viable, getting the guys up front some confidence, reestablishing the line of scrimmage. Also, a little bit more physical training camp should pay dividends in the trenches. Jefferson, Addison, and Naylor mine. Addison and Naylor's ankles are fully healthy, so you'll see the full alkaline trio. Eventually, you get Hockenson back, who's a top 3 tight end, and he's not 3. And this defense. This freaking defense, man. Like, when we went through position by position, the Vikings are markedly improved at interior defensive line. I think that they are improved on the edge, even though you lost to Neal, because I think that Diamond Dallas Turner is a superstar in the making. I think Van Ginkel and Grenard are better schematic fits for what Flores ultimately wants to do. I think Cashman is a clear upgrade over Jordan Hicks. The cornerback room, despite tragedy and also training camp injuries, frankly, I think came out of it looking pretty damn good with Stephon Gilmore and Shaq Griffin getting healthy. So, I mean, this defense is going to be really damn legit, man. So I have to applaud Peter Keating and Jordan Brenner for actually calling a spade, actually getting this damn thing correct. Because, like we said, a lot of people like to poo-poo on the Vikings. It's basically media inertia, because it started when the Vikings lost the 4 Super Bowls, and like the stupid beat writers back then was just like, oh, let's just hate on the Vikings because they always lose, and it's carried on. But when they call a spade, you got to respect it, man. That's right, because slinging Sammy Darnold, all he has to do is be average, and the Vikings have a special fun season, especially that Flores defense. Let's go, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. The Athletic names the Minnesota Vikings as one of the teams in the league prime for a turnaround. Listen to your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol production value.